Hello all and welcome to another tutorial of Grasshopper. Today we are going to explain how the curve attractor works, and then on the following tutorial we are going to apply it in a bottle to make the grip of the bottle. So to explain it, I made this grid, okay, of circles. It's been created with this pre-short algorithm. What it has is basically a list, okay, a series creating a list of numbers that we have already explained what it does. And then we have this component that is called cross-reference, that what it does, it combines the two lists, the list that goes in A and the list that goes in B. It combines each component with all the components of the other list. In this case, we have exactly the same list, okay, and that's why this grid is completely square. Then we connected it, or we made points. Okay, I'm going to preview them so you can see them. And these points are the coordinates of these points are being made out of list A and list B, going to coordinate X and Y. Okay, and then I put some circles on each of those points, okay, to create the grid. So basically what we want to do is change the radius or the dimension of those circles depending on their proximity to the curve that we are going to create. Okay, so the curve in this case I'm going to make it on Rhino, okay, and then I'm gonna import it to Grasshopper. So I'm just gonna create a normal curve. Okay, and to bring it to Rhino we go to params and we have a curve param, and the param what it does, it just contains geometry. It can be a geometry from Rhino or from Grass, but it just contains geometry. So I'm going to right click on the curve and set one curve. I'm going to select it, and now I have it on Grasshopper, so I can manipulate it on Grasshopper. So the thing that we have to do is measure the distance of each of those points to this curve. Okay, so to do that we need a component that it's called curve closest point. Okay, and we will connect the points onto the curve, and this will give me the distance, okay, of all of those points on this, to this curve. So what it does is just measure each of these points distance or closest distance to that curve, okay, and it creates a point wherever that is. Okay, that's what it's doing. And in the output we have different things. We can have the coordinates of each of those points on the curve, the parameters, and the distance. Right now we need we're gonna work with the distance, so this component is already measuring the distance that we need. And now what we have to do is convert this distance into radius sizes, just say. To do that, we explained in previous tutorials that we have the remap numbers, okay, and what the remap numbers does, it just escalates that list into boundaries or limits that we want it to be. okay, because those radius, if we connect this directly to the radius, we'll have too big, those circles are going to be too big, okay, and we don't want that. So to use the remap number, as we said in previous tutorials, we need the bounds component and then the construct domain component, okay. And the other thing that we are going to do is I'm going to grab this same slider that we have here, and I'm going to create another slider that goes from 1 until 10, because the domain start for the default domain start is 0, and I don't want any radius to be 0. I want the minimum to be at least 1, okay. And the other thing that we're going to do now that we have this, we're going to connect this to the radius, and I'm going to turn this off. And now we can see that the circles that are closest to our curve are smaller, and the circles that are further from the curve are bigger. As soon as I move the curve, okay, those circles are going to upgrade, okay, depending on their proximity to the curve, which is what we wanted. And as quickly as that, we can change that shape, okay. We can also change the size of the furthest circles by changing the upper limit of our remap number. We can also change the size of the closer circles. We can also swap this and put the lower number on the domain end and the highest number on the domain start. And that way, what we are going to do is the opposite. The circles that are closest to the curve are going to be the bigger ones, and the circles that are further from the curve are going to be the smaller one. So this is the principle of how curve attractor works. Now what we are going to do is I'm going to close this. And I'm going to turn on the bottle that we have already designed here. This is what we're going to do on the next episode. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.